What is up, y'all? Since we are celebrating 50 years in hip hop, I'm not here on the West Coast. I feel it would be only appropriate then to do a reaction to a new documentary by the LA Times called The Roots of LA Hip Hop, how a disenfranchised community invented a brand new scene. Y'all can check it out on the LA Times on YouTube, but let's go ahead and play it, and I'm gonna come back with my reaction.
As an atmosphere of hip hop, we started rejecting the music of our parents at some level and wanted to
Wrecking
create
Crew.
a movement, an ethos,
Yeah,
for
Dr. Dre.
ourselves.
When this hip hop flavor explodes, I see it for the first time.
Hector
I
Rex
didn't know what
Frozen.
it was, but I knew that it was labeled freedom. I knew it just opened a whole new world for me.
Hip hop has all these people, and we're all different.
Oh, that's
It
Boogaloo
feels
Shrimp.
like an underground.
Wow, that's Boogaloo. Y'all remember this is what I'm showing my age. It was a show called. It was a movie called Breaking. And his name was Boogaloo Shrimp. That was his dancing name, but the character name was Turbo. That's him
Thing.
now.
I didn't know what the category was. A culture. The DJ, the scrapping, and the breakdancing, and we all got under this umbrella.
Yeah,
That's when
Boogaloo.
I
He looks
embraced
good.
what hip hop, what the
Boogaloo
moniker
Shrimp.
is.
Wow.
All of a sudden, you
Oh,
can
boy, look good.
demonstrate
He got
this
to be in his
this
60s.
aggression without shooting or killing someone, without beating someone down. You're able to battle them and pop and rap. And you started seeing MCs starting to formulate rhyme patterns and lyrical compositions.
There was no geniuses in the beginning. There was
Bonzo
nobody was
Williams.
great in the beginning. We all was stuck in the dark trying to figure our way through this thing, and some of us found faster than others.
It was escapism. In the beginning, you were escaping pain and welfare and the big yellow block cheeses that the government would give you and the blue chip stamps to go get yourself a toaster, and you were escaping suffering, man. You were escaping pressures and prejudice.
Most of us were just we were just hustlers. That's what we did. We hustled to make money. That dances were how we made money.
The party life that you see, the early Uncle Jam's Army, the Wrecking Crew, were bringing thousands of people at Alpine Village, Shrine Auditorium.
They did not need a headlining act. It was just them. People paid just to come see Uncle Jam's Army up there on stage playing records.
And it's like I couldn't believe my eyes. It was thousands of kids. And there was no groups performing. It was just DJs. I had never seen that.
The swap meets were the places that we first got those songs. I mean, you go to a booth and
No,
you
that's that.
see a bunch of the cassettes in the 12 inches, and folks would play them, or they had a DJ there playing the stuff to kind of debut it, or you'd be walking around the swap meet and you hear the music and you gravitated towards it.
50,000 watt. AM stereo, KDAY, Santa Monica, Los Angeles.
When they offered me the job, I was at 1580 KDA Los Angeles. That was August of 1983.
Wow.
What I figured out is that you don't really need to go around to see what people are listening to. All you have to do is open your window.
These guys really, they know what they're doing.
Okay, let me stop
they're
this. Damn it. Damn ads. Hold on a second, y'all.
So I opened my window, and all I heard was Run DMC and Curtis Blow and anything Sugar Hill, and it was just blasting. But yet, I figured out that radio wasn't playing it. What the heck?
Wow.
That's him,
It just
1990.
focuses by itself, huh?
KD became a major force of hip hop.
I think a lot of the changes can be credited to Greg Mack.
Rap
Greg
is
Mack.
the hottest thing going on in music. It's the hottest selling form of music going on right now, and it's the most expressionist type of music happening now. It's real. That's what rap is. It's reality. The essence of rap is creativity, uniqueness, originality, the future.
Greg Mack made it.
Don't do that no more.
He was like,
Originality.
yo, I have this platform. I have a way to play music. Therefore, I'm going to play the music of the streets.
KD has given a exposure to rap that a lot of stations are afraid to give. A lot of the rappers say KD is really the only black station left.
The people that we started at 1580 K-Day were NWA, Dr. Dre, Ice-T, Ice Cube, Queen Latifah, LL Cool J. It wasn't just a West Coast thing, but we had a lot of East Coast artists. Anybody that came out in the 80s and
Well,
then
he knew
most of the
everybody.
90s, and many are still going, got their start through 1580 K-Day.
There was one point where you could literally go into the studio, make a cassette tape of something you just finished recording, take it to K-Day, they would cart it right up, and you driving home, you hearing it on the radio already. Like, it's not even released yet. What are y'all doing? But that's how the relationship was.
And if it was good, yes, before they would leave, that song would be on the radio.
Wow.
I had a totally open door policy.
They would do rhythms, and they would mix helicopter sounds. They would do railroad tracks. It was just amazing. On the microphone, battle raps, DJ Style was cutting it up. And KDAY was pumping out rap music 24/7.
Wrecking Crew, Uncle Jam's Army, we ran the streets. K-Day ran the airwaves.
You know what? That's such a fascinating.
So around
I remember once, something about watching a graffiti artist paint. That's the most fascinating thing. There's a lot of graffiti artists around here in LA. I seen a cat the other day doing graffiti, man. I didn't watch him a lot. I pulled to the side of the road and actually watched him draw. And I didn't watch him for a while. I came back later on. It was beautiful.
1985, we started noticing that things were changing in the community. And then all of a sudden, people that I knew who weren't even into gangbanging, they started gangbanging. The drug trade had shifted from the East Coast to the West Coast. And so it just exploded like one summer.
You would go to the streets and they were selling little bags of $5, $10, $20 crack cocaine. And so that explodes in the city of Los Angeles. And that is what killed the first phase of pure hip hop as we knew it from 1980 to 1984.
The other thing I noticed is that we shifted from sort of the happy, fun, up-tempo music to now the mixtapes that we were hearing were more about promoting drugs and crime and talking about the police and police brutality.
The baddest breakers that I knew going out and slinging and showing up with their gazelles and their lowriders. They were making money like crazy. Hex, come and join us. I'm like, bro, this is not what hip hop is about, bro.
Right.
Everything that we've been doing for the last few years had nothing to do with the drugs and the gangs that we came out from. So you guys are heading back?
The Run DMC show was the flashpoint, from
NWA,
the perspective of a lot of people. That was sort of like the linchpin that made people recognize and realize, whoa, this is something different here, that's going on.
I was in that show with Run DMC here in Long Beach. Houdini wore red colors. They wore red leather and the cowboy hat, whatever, and somehow or another, this is what I heard.
Wow.
There's Crips in Long Beach. They're Crips, it's all blue. And when those guys came to Long Beach in red or whatever, the Crips are like, no, whatever. And somebody said something verbally. A gang war happened between the red and blue.
Long Beach. We did a big concert in Long Beach, and I was hosting it. And right when I was introducing a group, the group Houdini, I heard this loud thud, and I looked behind me, and someone had gotten thrown over the rails upstairs, and they did that. It was almost like, if it's a track
August
meet,
17th, 1986.
So when that hit, it was like the gun starting the track meet.
They run up on stage to go look for LL Cool J with his red Kango. It turned into a major pandemonium, a major riot before the LAPD arrives. So many people got shot.
And so I asked the security guy that was on the stage, I said, look, I got a couple of people with me out in the audience. Can you help me get to them so I can get them out of here? And he took off his security shirt. He says, man, they don't pay me enough to F with this. And he left.
Where's the fun? What is all
Right.
this glass breaking and gunshots and knives and all that. I mean, that's traumatic, right? I didn't understand all that until later. And I realized very quickly, gangs were infiltrating the dance circles to meet rival gangs.
I get out to my car, and right next to my car is two Hispanic guys in one of the lowrider Cadillacs, and they were pulling two machine guns out of their trunk right next to me. And I'm like telling my friends, get in the car.
A lot of people got hurt that day, and it just made people realize.
40 hurt.
Did you know you could?
Oh, wow. Hold on, guys. Give me one more second. Let me just go ahead and get these commercials out the way. Stadium at the Long Beach gang war. Wow. Rap.
So as a radio station, 1580 KDAG, we decided to stop the music. And so for one day, we stopped the music. We got friends of mine, Run DMC, Barry White, who taught me a lot about the streets in LA. He came and got on the air with us. And we had other guests coming throughout the day. And we just stopped and talked, created a gang truce. And it did work for a while. But basically, we were the only station at that time really giving them hip hop. So for them to not have their hip hop for one day, they stopped and listened.
After the Long Beach thing, we became very scrutinized of where we were going, because now LA's changed. So we would go to house parties and we'd be dancing and people were like, get down, what? Bow, 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 bow. Oh my God. When is it gonna stop? When
Show, no venue would allow hip hop in Los Angeles. You could still probably do the skating rinks or, some nightclubs, but it was just cut out everywhere.
So now you had to dress in black and Raiders hats, and everyone had Uzis on the streets back then, man. LAPD started busting like you wouldn't believe. The depression comes back to Los Angeles, a cloak of darkness over the whole city. And that was when I saw the whole culture dissolve right before my eyes.
That period of 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, where you had a rich and robust sort of burst of energy on the West Coast. It is significant because that was the engine that into the next era. Take people and put them in a time machine and transport them back then, because there was a healthy competition. It was a healthy amount of energy. It was a new birth of hip hop, and it's been sort of missed a lot.
Yeah, it is.
The
You're right.
Translation from then
What it used to be. Everybody the same. You know what I'm saying? You can stop this. That was a good little documentary, man. Y'all can check it out on Los Angeles Time, The Roots of LA Hip Hop. How this franchise community invented a brand new scene. But yeah, I've heard stories about that particular night, August 6th, 17th. That was like a big. It was at the Long Beach Arena, and it was a big. Well, I think it was Long Beach Convention Center, whatever it's called. But there was this big brawl, and they was trying to get LL Cool J because he's from New York, so he don't know you ain't supposed to wear red. You know what I'm saying? Being from New York, and he was out there with a bunch of Crips, and they didn't like that shit. They was trying to get it, LL. But what y'all think, y'all? Leave your comments and subscribe to Charles and His World. Appreciate it.